Cogs and dials across Europe tick-tock towards Brexit Day. 109 days left to March the 29th, the date we leave with or without a deal. But one famous clock has stopped. The scaffolded Big Ben, a metaphor for the deadlocked Parliament below it, where the Prime Minister has acknowledged her Brexit plan is jammed. So what now?
Firstly, she'll have to go back to Brussels to negotiate Plan B. The problem is there are differing views in the country and her own party on what she should be asking for.
Well, I think that the Prime Minister will want to have further conversation in Brussels. There's an EU Council at the end of this week to see whether a negotiation is possible. My instinct is that I don't think it is going to be possible.
We have to have a firm proposal. We have to make sure that we're going to move to a free trade agreement, a free trade area, before we hand any money over.
Throughout this process, it's been difficult for us because we have set red lines and then found that we can't really negotiate with those red lines, which is why my argument is to make sure that we consider every option on the table, given this is an irreversible decision for us.
If the Prime Minister comes back with a new deal, there will still need to be a vote. And if she can't sell that, time is really running out. Officially, the government would then have 21 days to outline a new way forward, but Parliament rises on December the 20th. MPs return on January the 7th and may wish to amend plans further. The cut-off date for all of this is January the 21st, to give Parliament time to implement legislation before Brexit Day.
Another possibility that could drag things beyond Christmas is a no-confidence vote in the government by Labour. But they'd be unlikely to be successful because they'd have to win over the DUP.
If they managed it in the next 24 hours, both parties would then have 14 days to form a government that could command a majority in the Commons, which takes us to Boxing Day. And if all that fails, it's a general election. A 5-week run would probably ballot in mid-February.
It's quite possible the Tories could submit their 48 letters of no confidence in their leader this week. And if Theresa May loses that vote, expect a large field of candidates trying to replace her.
Ballots amongst MPs could run into early January. Then Tory members vote on the final two. That again brings us to mid-February before it's sorted.
Campaigners for a people's vote have the biggest time issue because a new referendum requires new legislation.
The fastest referendum of recent times took 40 weeks, so a people's vote would run well into next year. We learned today that the UK could cancel Article 50, but if we wanted to delay the Brexit date, say to October, we'd need EU agreement.
When I talk to EU negotiators, what they say to me is, we'll agree to extend Article 50 if there's a good reason, like you want to have a general election, you want to have a referendum. But if the reason for the extension is frivolous, if the reason for the extension is, well, the Tory party needs to have a few weeks to work out what it wants to do and have another battle within itself about the way forward on Brexit, then they'll say no.
If Article 50 remains in place and we run out of time for a deal, there is only one option left. Leave without a deal. Jason Farrell, Sky News.